Hey folks, it's me Chris, and I wanted to take a few seconds of your time to talk about this awesome new opportunity that we've been presented with for all of our lovely listeners. We can now offer you all a 1-month free trial from audible.com, allowing you full access to a vast library of audiobooks to choose from. As I mentioned earlier, the trial is completely free, and all you have to do is visit audibletrial.com/GHS and follow the instructions to sign up for a free membership today. We hope you guys enjoy Audible just as much as we do, and thanks for your time. Alright, but yeah, we'll move on to our next part, guys. Nerd news, because we got some meaty stuff here. We have a meaty show. We really do need to move along. Alright, so yeah, we have first piece here. Do you mind if I take this first piece, dude?
Yep, go ahead.
Alright, so gaming news here. We have like 2 pieces of gaming news, 2 pieces of movie news. First gaming news is kind of a bummer, but at the same well, whatever, I'll just say it. So Uncharted 4: A Thief's End has been delayed yet again. Originally, the game was announced to come out, I think, around March 16th, 2016, and now the new release date for the game is April 26, 2016, and that's in North America. So they've delayed it again for a month, because I think originally they said February, so it's now, that was like the first release date. So this is the second delay, and there's a little message here from PlayStation Blog from Neil Druckmann, the creative director, and Bruce Straley, the game director. Yeah. And they say that this is our largest Uncharted game to date, and the team has been working incredibly hard to meet the challenge of closing out the game's development in a timely manner. However, as we approached our final deadlines and started wrapping up the game's levels, we realized that several key sequences needed extra resources to bring them to the finish line. And then they go on to say that, they basically decided, let's extend our schedule, let's make some more polished passes, as they say, before, going gold. They go on, that's pretty much it, that it's going to be now delayed so they can polish the game more. I have to say, when I read this morning, my initial response was, oh, come the fuck on. Don't announce a release date if you're going to delay it twice. You know what I mean? I'd rather you give us a, quarter 2 2016 than give a release date and then delay it and then delay it again. But at the same time, I get it. Because you don't want to, what was it that I always forget it, that Miyamoto quote of like, don't release a piece of shit. Like, I don't think he said that specifically, but basically.
Yeah, Chris is reinterpreting quotes.
It's basically like, don't, like, a game that's released on time, but like, is unfinished, is an unfinished game forever. But a game that you delay and eventually release is, could end up being a great game that forever people talk about. So yeah, I'm cool with this. It's a bummer, but I'm cool with it. But god damn it, don't announce a release date so early then,
Yeah, the trigger finger was pulled too much on this. Like, delaying it twice is already kind of like that. Batman was the exact same. These games are going to get delayed. It's like when Kojima announced the release date for MGS5, we knew it was going to come out on September 1st. No matter what happened. It would take fucking God's fucking hand to stop that game coming out, because it was ready to be, that game was ready to go gold, like the entire point of it. I'm not surprised it's been delayed. I expected it clearly to be delayed. I think it's kind of like putting itself in a better period as well. If it's April, right on the fringe of spring, that's kind of like hitting itself into PlayStation's stride for it, to push it out.
Yeah,
gets and people before E3 as well.
I was gonna say, it gets people excited. They're like, "Ooh, let's pick it up." E3's around the corner.
Yeah, so I'm not really hugely fan. I think it is I think as this it is on a huge scale the biggest probably game in like last 10 years, along with MGS5 and some other games as well. Because I think it's just like the sheer scale of the entire controversy that happened with Amy Hennig and Bruce Straley, Neil Druckmann taking over. Just even showing Dean Ross off as well at PSX caused quite a stir. And quick time events, choice dialogue driven like options. It was enough to kind of like draw for what it is. I'm fine with them delaying, and that's not really too much of a problem. It's going to come out. It's going to come out next year. It's as simple as that.
Yeah,
they hit the final hurdle. They even said like wrapped up production and most of it, so it's done what it is. But not too surprised. Excited to hear about Excited to still get a release date again, and yeah, see what happens next year.
Yeah, they and you made a good point, man, about like the Amy Henning thing. I mean, remember they had didn't if I recall correctly, Nolan North had said that they had filmed some of their scenes already, like
Yeah,
for Amy. Yeah,
they were in pre-production pretty much.
yeah,
Early start of production for that game before Amy Henning was booted off the
sacked.
project. Whatever
Yeah,
happened. So yeah, another vision of it. Like it's a J.J. Abrams of Force Awakens now.
yeah,
George Lucas's quote original vision.
exactly. It's the that's a good. They threw away Amy Henning, aka Lucas's story draft, and just said, "Fuck it, we're gonna go our own way."
Yeah.
But yeah, you made a good point, man. It's coming out next year. That's the best news you could take from it. So, we'll see how that turns out. I think it's going to be a really fun game. Hopefully, I've said that for a lot of things and turned out not to be true. But it's Uncharted. At the very least, we'll have fun with it.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
Definitely.
dude, why don't you take this gargantuan, epic news? I won't say any more, but I think you should.
Right. So Hideo Kojima has finally ended his year-long vacation at Konami. No, in a serious note, Kojima has formed his own studio or revitalized his former studio, Kojima Productions, and the first game is a PlayStation exclusive, which will eventually, a console exclusive, PlayStation console exclusive, which will be heading to PC sometime after, from what I've read.
Right.
So yeah, big news came out on the cusp of out of nowhere, literally just out of nowhere. This news came out. Kojima announced some details from IGN, which had an exclusive interview. One of the big news was that Ken Imazumu, who's a producer at Kojima Productions, big figure as well in the Kojima Productions former team at Konami, is going along with Kojima. So is Yoji Shinkawa as well, which is no surprise at all, because I knew that he'd poach two of the bigger figures at Kojima Productions when they're under Konami's control, and obviously take them when he's now an independent developer.
What's that meme? When Kojima told me he was leaving, they should do it. Like, when Kojima told me he was leaving, I said, okay. Nothing more. That's as far as it goes.
So yeah, Kojima is now developing a new game. Yoji Shinkawa's there. Kojima Productions got a new logo as well, which is very interesting, because I'll read you some things about this, because this is something the interview that they talk about with the actual Kojima Productions logo. So the logo replaces the iconic fox symbol that was the original logo, and now it's an ornate skull wrapped around something more mechanical. Kojima said about the actual logo, and I quote, "I've always loved astronauts, and the new Kojima Productions logo is designed so it can be seen as a medieval knight or an astronaut's helmet. The concept is, with new technology and a pioneer spirit, we want to bring you to a new realm within the digital world. I mean, we want to travel together with you to a new realm to which no one has gone before." End quote. And then I added as well, as for skeletons, we're Homo sapiens, people of wisdom, but we're also Homo ludens, people who play. And the concept behind this logo is that, with new technology and a pioneer spirit, we'll deliver play to a new world. That's strangely phrased there. But yeah, and also the other thing was that they haven't decided on an engine yet to use. Obviously, they're not using Fox Engine because that's property of Konami.
Right.
So they're looking into engines. Possibly Unreal Engine 4 could be a thing, because I don't think they might not even make a new engine. But huge news, though. Huge news. Unsurprising as well. I think maybe it kind of, with Kojima supposed to being at the Game Awards, you could kind of believe that maybe he was going to be the big announcement at the end of PSX.
Yeah, I think I read that somewhere, that would have been the ending to PSX, and that's why it's so abruptly cut. I don't know where the hell I read that, but...
Yeah, I think that would have probably made sense. I think they probably weren't that big announcement to be made. Cause like I said, it came out of nowhere, and you're just like, what? Like, okay, this is, thrown out. Agreement for out. But no surprise, Kojima's making a new game. Very, very, very interested, obviously. Really excited to see what happens with it, what they're going to do. Big steal for Sony as well, for an exclusive now to be on PlayStation under Kojima's name as well. They'll probably market the living shit out of that and have another huge game to sell on. So yeah, definitely excited to hear more about it. Glad that he's finally he's been relinquished from Konami. His contract's gone.
Yeah.
And he does look a lot like Hayao Miyazaki now, and he's aged significantly. Which is shocking because we were always like Kojima never fucking ages, and now he actually looks like he's aged with his beard. Cool beard as well.
Yeah, he looks really badass. Dude, I'm so happy for this news. I mean, we've been talking, about what is gonna happen, right? With like Kojima, like what's his deal? Where's he going? What's gonna happen? And they answered all of that. He's gonna be what we just talked about. Like he's gonna be doing now his own thing, and he's gonna be making his own games. It's sad to see something like a relationship go away. Like he's been with Konami for a very long time. I mean, his entire career. But it's for at the end of the day, it's the best thing that could happen. Like the best thing that could happen is that he gets to go off and do something new and gets his own like studio. Like he's in control of his own fate now, and I can't wait because he's been wanting to not make Metal Gear games for the longest time. And now, I mean, there's nothing that can stop him from going back and making a Metal Gear game, right? Like, he's not working for the company that owns it anymore. So, for sure, the next game we're getting is going to be finally an original, IP that he's going to make. I can't wait. And he has a great team with him. He got to have, bring Yoji Shinkawa, who, god damn, that guy's artwork is amazing. I can't pronounce his last name, so I'm not going to try. But Ken, he's also was a huge thing for Metal Gear. I think since like Metal Gear Solid 4. So yeah, great news, man. I mean, this is like what we've been wanting to do. And wasn't it so great hearing Andrew House speak Japanese?
Japanese, yeah, never ever would have imagined it, even though you'd expect it as well because he's working for a Japanese company.
Yeah.
Andrew House did kind of like his entire reactions to that entire video summed up how we all felt. We kept looking at Kojima, we were like, oh, yeah.
Yeah. He was happy, man. Like, you could tell.
Yeah.
He spoke Japanese, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
He was so happy he learned another language. That's, like, hard to top. But yeah, I'm very happy with this news, and I can't wait to see what he does. I really can't wait to see what Kojima ends up, making, what his next game is. When do you think we're going to see it, by the way? I'm thinking it's going to be a while, right?
Yeah, 2017.
Yeah, like the earliest 2017.
If anything, there's no engine. Like I said, there's no engine, there's nothing. This is just literally a room where Kojima Shinkawa is Kojima Productions producer sitting there like, right, what are we going to do?
Yeah, they're just...
We could take all this money and go off into fucking the island where Yu Suzuki is.
And hang out with him for a little
drink
bit.
Sangrias and martinis and like margaritas.
I mean, yeah, it really is like you're right. They're just in a room, just talking about what the hell do we do now.
You see Kojima dress up as Skullface. They took my tongue. They took my country. They took my IP. But they didn't take my soul. She calls in the background. Woo!
He's his backup. But man, holy shit, great news. Yeah, I look forward to seeing what he does.
Yeah, definitely.
And I guess on that news, we'll go ahead and move on to our first piece of movie news. Dude, would you mind if I took this?
Knock yourself out.
Yes, I could talk more about Star Wars. So we mentioned this earlier on how I made a little joke of like a lot of people have seen this movie. So Star Wars The Force Awakens has broken quite a number of records, and that's kind of a bit of an understatement. So at the moment, the movie globally has made $689.4 million. Keep in mind they had a $200 million budget. So what is it that they spend $4 billion on the Star Wars, acquiring Lucasfilm, Disney did. So like this is a nice, first step in getting back some of that money. Uh, but so they've broken quite a number of records. They broke I think it was like Thursday weekend. I'm sorry, Thursday preview records. They broke that. I think originally Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1, kept that that record, and Star Wars beat them. I think it was like 40 million, and then Star Wars made like 50 something million. And then like weekend domestic like weekend sales, like they beat Jurassic World, which had the record. And now Monday records, they beat Spider-Man 2 originally had the Monday record of like how many times a movie has been seen. They broke that, and now it's being reported that they have broken a Tuesday record as well. So they've almost broken every single fucking weekly record you could have. All they have to do is do Wednesday, and they're done. They've done it all. But yeah, they did beat the Tuesday record that was originally set with The Amazing Spider-Man, which had made $35 million back in 2012 on Tuesday. The Force Awakens made 37.3 million on Tuesday. So it broke that record. This movie is like really making a lot of money, I think, right?
It's a bit of an understatement, isn't it?
It's crazy. I mean,
I can't really talk about this much because it's unsurprising. Like I expected this. But everything, like even if it breaks any record, it's just every record, any record, it's just in my mind.
I didn't expect this much, man. I thought I remember I was talking to my wife about it, and I told her, well, I think at the very least they're going to make... I guess I was trying to be humble, because I'm like, at the very least they're going to make their money back the first weekend. But holy shit, like, this is insane.
Honestly, I just expected to break everything. I was just in the mindset, I was like, this is the biggest film in a decade.
Yeah.
Easily. I was like, this is going to smash everything. Like, everything and anything. Like, anything in its path will be obliterated. You can fall out of, cannibalized Tomb Raider. You've barely seen the Eye of the Storm at the minute. and it's Star Wars. Like, it is literally that. It was just going to destroy everything in its path and destroy all box office revenues and everything else. I just can't say anything else about it because I just expected it. Like, it's unsurprised me to, it's right down to the fact that it's broken on those individual days. I just expected that on every level. I would have been more surprised if it didn't do that.
Yeah, I mean, well, I am very... No, I genuinely was shocked by it. I mean, now it kind of... I guess it does... It's one of those things where you're shocked it's going to happen, but when it actually happens, it's not too hard to believe. You know what I mean? Like what you're saying, kind of. Like, except for me, it's the post part of it. Now I'm like, yeah, it could do that. I mean, it's made this much so far. But yeah, so I don't know, man. I mean, we'll see what how it keeps going, but holy shit. I mean, this is like a beast. I really don't know where the hell it's where it's going to be going beyond this. But yeah. That's and on a side note, if you guys haven't seen the photo, it's really interesting. So since Force Awakens has had beat the record set by Jurassic World, Universal Pictures and Steven Spielberg and everyone, they congratulated The Force Awakens by making like a congratulatory... I think it's like a page out of Variety magazine that they held, and it's a T-Rex putting a medal over BB-8, saying congratulate Force Awakens on the biggest opening weekend in galactic history. It's like a thing that they've been doing for years now. Whenever a movie beats another movie, they always like do this congratulatory thing. So it's pretty cool. I'm glad to see the traditions back. Yeah. But anyway, dude, on that note, we should probably jump into our last piece of movie news, which, yeah, dude, I'll let you take it away.
Okay. So, the Assassin's Creed movie viral campaign begins. So, the Assassin's Creed movie Twitter account today, which means December 21st, posted its first new message in over a month. The tweet, which reads, quote, 12/21/16, end quote, includes an image of a business card for Alan Rickman, Alan Rickman is the CEO of the fictional Abstergo Industries from the Assassin's Creed franchise. So here's an interesting part. If you call the US number seen on the card, which is 1-646-845-9162, fuck me, Chris, you guys are fucking weird. But anyway, you'll hear a voicemail from Mr. Rickon. Well, I can't tell you what. I can't tell you what the actual message is. Basically, it's a voicemail saying he's out of business and he'll ring you back when he gets a chance. Mm-hmm. In his own tweet, Assassin's Creed content director Aziz Amar suggested there may be some hidden clues to discover with the business card.
That's cool. I like that, actually. That's really cool.
So December 21st, 2016 is the date that the Assassin's Creed movie is scheduled to hit theatres. That's just 1 week, if you remember, which we talked about as well, I think, Chris, on one of the podcasts. That's 1 week after the release of the first Star Wars spin-off movie, Star Wars Rogue One.
Oh.
And yeah, so since then we've had a little bit of news as well, like Michael Fassbender donning the assassin's robes and everything else. Well, I like this. I like the touch that they've actually gone to the extent of doing like just a very simple viral marketing campaign.
Yeah, I like things like this. I mean, I'm actually really bad at figuring these things out. I like reading about them like after the fact, like with all the Halo, ones. Like I know the infamous one is Halo 2, the I Love Bees one or whatever. I knew nothing of that back then, and I still, to be honest, don't like follow it very well. But it's still very interesting to see people take like a big appreciation for that. So that's fucking awesome that they, the little number on the card that you could do that. I'm not gonna, say anything, but like I'm not gonna make any predictions. But I have to say I'm getting good feelings about the Assassin's Creed movie. Obviously, I need to see it. I need to see a trailer at the very least, and see what's going on with it. I don't think I'm gonna see it in theaters. I think I'd rather go see Rogue One instead.
Really?
Yeah, just
the shock of the century.
Breaking news. But yeah, no. But I would definitely give it a shot. Whenever it comes out on home video. I mean, it seems like it might be a lot better. I mean, they don't really have a lot to best, do they? I mean, it's not like they just need to make a moderately okay movie, and they'll beat every video game movie ever made. So yeah, if they can do that, but yeah, it's cool stuff. Yeah, it's nice. I like little things like that.
Yeah, definitely very cool and viral marketing. Hope to see it do a lot more as well. I think this is the best way to kind of keep people's attention glued to.
Yeah.
Any kind of future project that's set for release is just more interesting. It's more engaging. It gets Twitter reactions, it trends worldwide, etc., etc. The list goes on. It's good.
Yeah, it's because it's how you advertise now in the year 2050.
Yeah.